I'm a tradwife and I wear a day collar. Now both of those things are controversial, so let me tell you about it a little bit.
This Tradwife woman came to tell us that for her to show submission and respect for her husband as a Tradwife, she usually wear choker. You know that leash they put on dogs? That she wears it so that it shows that she's very submissive and shows that she's allowing him to take the lead. So she has to wear the collar on her neck. Let me show you the video.
I'm a tradwife and I wear a day collar. Now both of those things are controversial, so let me tell you about it a little bit. I respect my man's lead. He provides, he protects, he puts our best interests first. I could ask that man for anything and he would go to the ends of the earth just to get it for me, and if he can't, he's gonna make it. My day collar is a daily sign of submission for us. It is a deeper level of connection than a wedding ring. It's an outside of the bedroom type of thing. I know that I can count on him for absolutely anything. The tradwife and the day collars don't normally go hand in hand, but I've got both. And no, not all tradwives wear day collars, and most people who wear day collars aren't tradwives. But I fully rely on my man to protect us mentally, physically, spiritually. I fully trust him to the point where I am actively submitting to him. I'm not going to constantly be this wrecking ball when he walks through the house. I'm going to be a safe, comforting place where he can go. I follow his lead. Anywhere that he goes, anything that he says, done. Because I know that he has our best interests. I know in my bones, in my soul, that he has our best interests. He's not going to lead us off the side of a cliff. And if there is anything that I have an opinion about, I'm like, hey, I don't think we should do that, I'm going to voice my opinions, and he's going to take it into account and then make his decision based on that. He protects, he provides, he leads. I stay home, I make the house a home, and I can truly, fully embrace femininity because of.
How is this normal? Abby, how is this normal, you guys? Because this child wife women, I don't know. Because there's another woman, another child wife that is talking about princess treatment. She said she doesn't have to order her food, she doesn't have to do anything. A man orders two food, a man does this, a man does that. That she doesn't do anything, like anything, doesn't allow her to do anything. And she's calling that a princess treatment. You don't get to order the kind of food you want to eat. Your man that orders food for you, meaning you don't have a say in that relationship. You cannot say anything in that relationship, and that's what it means. And now this one wears collar on her neck, like a choker, just to show respect and submission. And she's kind of linking it with Christianity, like, for Christian women and Christian wives, they usually, preach about submission to your husband. You have to be very submissive. This is the act of how you can show respect, be submissive woman. So I want the act of being submissive, because she's a Christian wife, is by her wearing collar on her neck. You know that leash thing they wear on dogs. And the thing is that they actually use those things for BDSM and all of that. But this is not even the BDSM she's talking about. You guys, what's your take on this video? Because I don't know what's going on with these child wife women these days. Let me show you some reaction on these videos that will come back and discuss.
The saddest part and the thing that they won't tell you about princess treatment is that these women have no money, okay? Like, they may be financially stable in the sense that, like, their kids go to the best school and the mom never has to worry about things because she always has help in the house or whatever. But they really don't know where that money is, where it's coming in from, how much they have, and if things go left with their husband, what is theirs and what is his, okay? And the reason is usually because their husband controls everything, just like he controls who she speaks to, when she speaks, how loud she speaks, when you're spoken to, fuck shit. It never just ends in a restaurant. It's their whole entire lives, which is why they come on here looking as exhausted as they do, like a coat hanger, just wearing the clothes. And it's so sad and it sucks because all of the skills, all of the things that they're talking about has nothing to do with women in 2025. It sounds like they're stuck in 1970, and that's exactly where her husband wants her to be, so that if things go left, she is going to be left far behind. And this is exactly what happened to women when they're only living to appease a man. So please don't fall for princess treatment. It's control.
The gossip for today, guys, is we have trad wives wearing dog collars. Day collars?
I'm a Tradwife and I wear a day collar. Now both of those things are controversial, so let me tell you about it a little bit. I respect my man's lead. He provides, he protects, he puts our best interests first. I could ask that man for anything and he would go to the ends of the earth just to get it for me, and if he can't, he's gonna make it. My day collar is a daily sign of submission for us. It is a deeper level of connection than a wedding ring. It's an outside of the bedroom type of thing. I know that I can count on him for absolutely anything.
Also pretending it's Christian and biblical and not a BDSM kink. We also have a woman with an eating disorder who won't look waitstaff in the eye and is claiming that's the princess treatment.
Talk about princess treatment if you're at a restaurant and how you interact with the waitstaff and the hostess. If I am at a restaurant with my husband, I do not talk to the hostess, I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food. Me and my husband pulled up to a restaurant and he wanted to run in and see. We didn't have a reservation. He wanted to run in. Well, we didn't have a reservation, so we wanted to go up and see if it was possible for us to get in. He pulled the car up at the valet station. I stayed in the car. He got out of the car, told the valet, I'm just gonna run in and ask a question. I'm gonna leave my car here. I sat in the car while he ran in and asked them. They said, yeah, we have space for you. And my husband said, okay, I'm gonna go get my wife and then I'm gonna park the car. So he comes back out, opens my car door, walks me into the restaurant, opens the door, and I stand and wait. I did not make eye contact with the hostess. I did not talk to her. I waited until my husband came back. He comes back, does the exchange with her, and then we went and sat down.
What is wrong with my FYP? Why is this bullshit coming across my screen? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Oh, and her husband ties her shoes for her? I feel like the world is going to shit.
The Tradwife and the day collars don't normally go hand in hand, but I've got both.
That's some weird shit. But beyond that, this creator is a Christian and posts about her beliefs. And what is really whack to me and what really just grinds my gears about people who really push the traditional lifestyle and the submission particularly is that the Bible might call women to submit to their husbands, but it also calls men to love their wives like Christ loved the church. And you tell me in which portion of the Bible did Christ put a collar on his church? Did Christ treat his church like they were dogs? Because if you can find me that section of the Bible where God loved the church in a way that he had to daily signify that she was owned by him like a dog, be so fucking for real with yourself right now. Furthermore, most traditional people, and I'm fine with traditionalism, love to talk about Proverbs 31. Not even going into the fact that in Proverbs 31, the woman is a woman who is more than capable of clothing her family. She creates things and she sells them. She sees a field and she purchases it. She is a woman who is in control of things and is capable of things and is providing for her family as well. That's a Proverbs 31 woman. And in the very end of a Proverbs 31 woman, which, mind you, at the very beginning of Proverbs 31, it says that a man who finds this woman is blessed. Okay, then it lists all her wonderful values. And then in the end, it says that her children and her husband praise her. And your man is not praising you when he is degrading you daily. It is a daily, oh my God.
So I just saw a video of a woman who says that she wears a day collar. And I was like, what is that? So she wears a collar around her neck as a sign of submission. So when her husband comes home, he knows that that means that she's willing and able to submit. She says she does it because he's a good provider and that he takes care of the family and that he'll do anything that they need him to do. And the thing about it is I looked at her bio and it said Christ above all. I need to know exactly what scripture and verse in the Bible did God tell you to wear a dog collar around your neck to show that you're submissive to your husband. This is the kind of thing that makes some people shy away from Christianity, make people think that Christian women are crazy and fools and suckers and all of that, because we do things in the name of Jesus that you should have just done in your own name, in the name of Stephanie, in the name of Stacy. God Almighty doesn't require you to wear a dog collar to show that you're submissive to him. So why would a random man walking the earth require that from you? I know if she likes it, I love it, but it's just the fact that people try to normalize these things and make people think that this is a part of being a good Christian wife. No. If you want to do that, go ahead. But don't put my Jesus in it. I know he's got to be up there ready to throw his sandal at some of y'all.
I was 8 years old when I found out what a day collar actually is. So apparently it's a discreet necklace usually worn in public that symbolizes submission or ownership in a relationship. It looks like a simple accessory, but it has a very intentional meaning behind it. Like a dom dynamic, spicy dom dynamic. You get what I'm saying. I always thought that chokers were this like cool fashion statement, but now I'm like, what? See, ownership in a relationship can be very triggering to me, given the history of our country, especially if it's an interracial situation. But then I started thinking, I'm in a healthy relationship with a Black man, okay? And if my man came home with a Van Cleef day collar, would I wear it? Or a tennis necklace day collar? I mean, if we're gonna play symbolism, it better be something I wanna wear. So what I'm saying, if you see me rocking a new stack, mind your business. Did you wear a day collar?
Did you guys see that video where it was a Tradwife who is wearing a day collar, which is a BDSM kink item? And maybe it's a hot take, but I don't think they're using the day collar correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I saw this video immediately intrigued because it's such an intersection of interests for me. Former Tradwife, used to be a Tradwife before I even knew what a Tradwife was, and because I grew up in a religious cult and in purity culture, I did not have a very well-rounded sexual education, so I have been educating myself. So a year ago, I knew nothing about kink and BDSM. I'm not a part of the community, but I have been educating myself about different types of sexuality because I never knew about it and I was never allowed to educate myself before. And I watched the video where she talks about being a Tradwife and wearing, this is the collar right here, it's a necklace, it has a ring on it, which is the traditional like day collar because it's a submissive where the dominant can grab it. That's traditionally why it's a ring. Obviously a necklace is just a symbol of that, and it seems like from what I can see that they are using this as a symbol of her submission to her husband. But from what I understand, in the BDSM community, when you have a dom-sub relationship, the dom is not the one who's actually in control, it's the submissive, right? And that's why I think they're not using a day collar properly, because I don't think as a Tradwife couple that they fully understand the concepts of consent within the BDSM community. Like I said, I am new to all of this. I grew up in a religious cult. I don't have a lot of education on this. But from my understanding, one of the things that I love about the BDSM community is the fact that consent is heavily, it is top priority within the community, which makes it an incredibly safe community. And here's the thing, I watched her other video where she answers the question, if I disagree with my husband, am I allowed to voice my opinion? Am I allowed to disagree, to have a voice in our relationship? And she says, yes, of course, I'm allowed to voice my opinion, but my husband has the final say. That's not what a day collar, I don't think that's how you use it. To me, it almost feels like an appropriation of a BDSM item into a Tradwife community to make it represent her submitting to her husband in a way that is not what a day collar actually means. I don't know, I'm still fleshing this out, but I listened to a podcast with a professional dominatrix, and she was explaining that the submissive always has control 100%. They are the ones actually in charge. They are relinquishing control to their dominant, but at any point in time, they have veto power. That's what a safe word is, right? When you're in a Tradwife relationship, you don't have veto power. So she talks about in this video, I know that I can trust my husband 100% because he will always make decisions that are for my good and for the good of our family. I thought that when I was a Tradwife. I thought that I could trust my husband to make decisions for our family that would always be for our good. And if I didn't like it, well, that was okay because I was taught a theology that said if I don't like something in my life, I can submit to that because it's God's will for my life. My submission to my husband was directly tied into my submission to God and God's will for my life. I don't know what this woman's religion is, but it does say she's in Salt Lake City, so she's in Utah. So I would assume, just making assumptions, I don't know, that she's Mormon, which is a strict, hierarchical, patriarchal religion. So I would assume those similarities are there from my experience growing up in evangelical religion in America. Sorry, conservative evangelicalism in America. And this video in particular, when she's talking about how I can trust my husband's decisions to be the best thing for our family, I'm sorry, but you can't. And her husband may be the nicest guy in the world. And there are a lot of people within patriarchy who think that it works because they have really, really nice husbands. And I totally understand that. The problem isn't that her husband is abusing his power. The problem is that the power structure exists in the first place. When your opinion in a relationship matters less than your husband's opinion, it is not equal, it is not even, and it is not good. Because by default, you are not as respected as a whole human being when you are submitting to your partner, and it's not an approved, agreed upon submission ahead of time. There are no safe words to say, hey, if I'm not okay with this, we have to stop. And you don't have veto power like that when you are in a Tradwife relationship. You do have that power when you are in a BDSM relationship with a day caller. So I don't know, coming from a former Tradwife, as someone who is learning about the BDSM community, what do you guys think? Like, I am fascinated by the intersection of this creator's video and a little horrified, but also like, I wish her the best.
On her page, yeah, she went on explaining the whole thing, why she does that, and it still falls back to her being submissive to a man, allowing him to take the lead. It shows that she respects him. She allows him to do whatever he wants to do, and she just follows through. She expects him, or she trusts him to handle things and control things. It's fine if you want to trust your man to control things in the house and also in your life, which is dangerous. But it's fine if he's doing that correctly. But why wear collar on your neck to show act of respect? How does that sound? Like, how is that normal? How does that show that you're submissive? This trad wife, most of the time, some of these women feel like they are better off other wives because they feel like they don't have to do anything. All they do is just stay at home. They have maids, they have everything done for them, and their man takes care of them, buys them this, buys them that. So you, that you're not a trad wife, that you're a working wife, or a normal wife that is not a trad, you are not enjoying what they are enjoying, and they kind of feel like they are better than you. Because sometimes when you hear them speak and when you see them, the way they feel so proud about the whole thing, like the princess treatment woman that talks about how she doesn't have to order food, she doesn't have to do anything, she doesn't even lift a pin and all of that. They see it as a privilege, they see it as an interesting thing. I can't imagine being in that kind of situation. I'm going to get bored and tired at the end of the day, because it's not giving. When you're married to a man that does not allow you to talk, you can't say your opinion. Whatever you say does not matter. It does not going to ask. It's not going to ask you about anything. Even if sometimes most men, that when they ask you for your opinion, they will still do whatever they want to do, but at least they ask you. But at least you can talk. But at least you can make decisions. You can make decisions as an adult, as an individual, unless your man does make the decision, unless he talks, whatever he says, whatever food he buys, you eat, whatever he do, you do. Like, now, to show act of respect and submission by wearing collar. Just like one of the creators said, you're linking this to the Bible or to God. And there's nowhere in the Bible that God says you should wear collar as a wife, a choker, to show that yes, you really respect your husband or you really want him to take the lead in the relationship. Because even God did not tell you to wear collar on your neck to show that you are submitting to him. Sometimes this child wife, so we need to check up on them, because really the way most of them just do things. Guys, please share your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. because we really need to talk about this color thing, about this child wife and all of that. Let's have conversation down in the comment section respectfully, as always. Check out Mara Davids. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.